Welcome to Sports Talk with the Cowboy.
Thanks for riding with the Cowboy, and we're getting prepared for the division round of the playoffs for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the 31-15 victory in the wild card playoffs on Sunday against the Philadelphia Eagles. It was a good game. The Bucks got out ahead 31-0 at one point, and were really using their time on the field to acquire some targets for Tom Brady. It looked real well. The game went real well for us. It was a tremendous victory. The home field and home crowd was behind us 100%, and it was a marvelous game. We did lose a couple of our players. Tristan Wirfs, our great right tackle, went down with an ankle, and Alex Kappa was hurt during the game, but continued to play and played the remainder of the game. So those two came out injured, which is absolutely devastating to us. Lavonte David did play Sunday in the Philadelphia Eagle victory, as did Pierre Paul. It was a tremendous victory. Mike Evans caught touchdowns. Gronk caught passes. Everyone played tremendous. Leonard Fournette did not play, but Giannotti Bernard showed up and played well. So it was a tremendous game, and it was a tremendous victory at home in the playoff wild card round. Now we move to the division. And the division round is Sunday, and it is a 3 o'clock game against the Los Angeles Rams in Raymond James Stadium in Tampa. And it's going to be a game of all time. It's going to be this year's New Orleans Saint game, as all the Sports Talk with the Cowboy fans know happened last year when we had to go to New Orleans and beat Drew Brees on our way to the conference championship against the Green Bay Packers. So this week against the Los Angeles Rams is going to be a tremendous game, and we expect the Buck faithful, and we know the Buck Nation will be out in full force at Raymond James Stadium with everything, including the kitchen sink, to get these Bucks that victory. Tom Brady's looking well. We hear Leonard Fournette will be back, and we haven't heard anything about any other injury. Sean Murphy-Bunting was not playing Sunday, but he possibly could play this week. Leonard Fournette did not play Sunday, but he was on the roster. So I expect possibly, and we're praying, that Leonard Fournette will be able to play on Sunday against the Los Angeles Rams. But good to have Lavonte David back, Shaquille Barrett back, JPP back, and we also had Giannotti Bernard back this week. So it was a very good week as far as people that were injured to come back on. We will have a game day decision on Tristan Wirfs, our right tackle, and our Ryan Jensen, our center, whether they will play one or both or neither. And that will be an absolute tremendous report to find out. We're going against a formidable opponent with the Los Angeles Rams, with Aaron Donald, with Floyd, with Von Miller up on that front, with Jalen Ramsey in the back in the secondary. They are a formidable opponent. On the offensive side, they got Stafford at quarterback, of course, as you know. They got Odell Beckham, and they also got Cooper Kupp. Marvelous receiver, and as we know, Odell Beckham's been having a good year, coming just from the Cleveland Browns just a month ago, but he is really tremendous out there running those routes. He's looking sharp. So the Buccaneers are going to have to get out there and get going and get Matthew Stafford some pressure on him by that front, and we're going to have to collapse the pocket, Golston, Sue, and Vita Vea. We're going to need Shaq Barrett, and we're going to need JPP coming from the ends. And we're going to have to pray Lavonte David and Devin White can do their magic. And that secondary is going to have to hope that Stafford has an errant throw, which we know he does. He averages about two interceptions a game, and hopefully he'll do better than that Sunday. So it's going to be a big game for this team. It's win and go on, and not win in that injury season. Brady will be at home, and he'll be on grass. The weather's about 68 degrees is what we say. We heard forecast, it's supposed to be no rain. So it's supposed to be perfectly football weather. And that crowd will be pro-Buccaneer, and they will be revved up. And all you Buck fans get rev up out there on Hines and Leroy Street and in that parking lot, and get those fans revved up to get in that stadium and make some noise. Because we're going to need you on Sunday. We're going to need you bad to get up on them stands and make some noise. And let that team hear be quiet when they're playing in the third downs, and when the Rams are out there making a lot of noise and confuse them as much as absolute possible. The Bucks play a lot better at home, as do most teams. So So it's going to be a tremendous game, and we're looking forward to it on Sunday. And we'll keep you posted on the injuries to Jensen and to Trifton Wars, which is very big injuries to our team. The playoff picture kind of seems like the 49ers heading to the Green Bay Packers in the NFC. That will be the other game in the division round of the NFC. And in the AFC's division round, it will be the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. And the second game will be the Cincinnati Bengals and the Tennessee Titans. So there's 8 going in this Sunday, and after Sunday there's only going to be 4. And then after next week there's only going to be 2. And they're going to call that the Super Bowl. So we are getting close to where we want to be. We got to take it one step at a time. So that's all we have tonight on the ball game coming Sunday. And we're going to move on now to some news on motorsports. At the end of this month, the WeatherTech Series starts its season, 2022 season, at the Rolex 24 Hours of Daytona Endurance Race. And that'll be the 27th of January. And it will be the first race on the WeatherTech Series. And of course, the second race of the WeatherTech Series is the 12 Hours of Sebring in March. So there's a lot of movement up in the motorsports area at the end of this month and through the middle of February with the Great American Race, the beginning of the NASCAR Cup Series at the Daytona 500. We'd be remiss in not mentioning the Tampa Bay Lightning and how well they're doing. They beat the LA Kings last night out on the West Coast, and Steven Stamkos, and Blackjack Bradenpoint, and Hedman have all been doing fantastic. Most of them have been injured here and there. Stamkos not, but Bradenpoint has been injured, and Nikita Kucherov has been injured too. He's been back now. So we had our weapons back, and we were leading our division in victories and in points, even with them out. So congratulations to the Tampa Bay Lightning and their victory last night against the LA Kings. And we're going to touch about the question and answers that we have every week of viewers who give us our questions. And this week we had a second question from Alice in Winter Haven. And Alice, your Dallas Cowboys were beaten Sunday by the San Francisco 49ers, and it was a terrible loss. As you know, at the end of the game, Dak Prescott decides to run down the middle of the field and go down in the middle of the field and not be prepared to hand the ball to the umpire. Let his center set the ball down on the ground, and then when the umpire does get there, he's in between him and the ball, and he eats about 5 or 6 seconds. It was a terrible, terrible, terrible loss, and the way they lost will never, ever be out of anyone's mind how he was not prepared to get that umpire that ball and let him touch it and put it down on the ground and get started. But that was a risky decision to run down in the middle of that field. It's a devastating loss to the Dallas Cowboys. They had a better team than what they showed the other day. They looked just terrible on that last drive when they had an opportunity to get back in the game. And it's sad to say their season is over, and there'll be a lot of decision making. But what happened Sunday to end that game will never, ever, ever, never be forgotten, because it was a terrible, terrible scar on their franchise. And in front of a packed house at AT&T Stadium out there, Alice. And I'm just sorry for you and the Dallas Cowboys' chances to get to that Super Bowl that they wanted to get knocked out in the first round like they did at home. So God bless you for your question, Alice. And now I'm moving on to Jay in West Palm Beach. And his question was about the Atlanta Falcons and their future with Arthur Smith and Matt Ryan. And Jay, Matt Ryan has had many years with the Atlanta Falcons, as you know, and I do believe he'll stay, even though a lot of people have thought that he might be traded in a trade. But I don't see Arthur Blank, the owner, or Arthur Smith, the coach, getting rid of Matt Ryan. I think they need to build around Matt Ryan and get some defense in there and get some more players together. They had moments, even in the middle of the season this year, they were competitive and they looked real well, and they were making a push to try to get a wild card spot. But about in the middle of the season, as you know, it didn't work out. They got Pitts from the Gators. He played well this year. Of course, you know they lost Julio Jones to the Tennessee Titans. They're going to need to pick up some players. You're going to have to go out in free agency in March and pick up some of these veteran players. And whatever they don't get in the free agency period in March, they're going to have to go in the draft in April and draft them from college. So that's the key to you and the Atlanta Falcons. But I don't think the Atlanta Falcons are that far off to rebuild the whole team. I mean, I really don't see them rebuilding without Matt Ryan in the next few years. So thank you very much for your question, Jay, and God bless you for being a viewer. What do you have, BJX?
Well, tonight on Yahoo Sports, NFL ratings. Cowboy 49ers games deliver monster numbers.
There you have it. It was a game of all games, and you know, the Bucks blew the Eagles out pretty early in that game Sunday, and then everybody tuned into that 49er Cowboy game. That was the game. I mean,
big game.
It was a big game, and all the eyes were on it, and it really bodes well that the viewings would be that big. It really does, and it doesn't surprise me at all. It doesn't surprise me. There's a lot of faithful fans on both sides of the ball on them teams.
Both sides, yeah, that's true. Okay, and we got Yard Barker says Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield had surgery on shoulder. What you think?
They said he was going to have it, and he needed the surgery, and he has already had it, which is very good for him because I think they'll keep him around this next year. Yeah. He's got a 5th-year option. They offered him a long-term contract. He decided not to take it last year, and he kind of backfired on him because he got hurt.
Right.
And now he had to have the surgery. They got a 5th-year option on him. They might offer him a contract, but I doubt it. They'll probably run him a 5th year. Baker's going to have to step up in Cleveland. I mean, the Cleveland Brown fans, Aaron Jones, out there, a faithful follower of the Sports Talk with the Cowboy, big Cleveland Brown fan. These people in Cleveland have waited for a long time for a team to be a contender. And last year, going as far as they did in the playoffs, a lot of people thought it was this year, was going to be the year. But with Baker's injury, it just didn't pan out, and they just didn't get it done. And it's another year that they didn't get it done. And for Baker, it's time for him to, this is going to have to step it up.
Step it up.
Same with Dak. Dak Prescott, same way with Alice. Your Cowboys there, Alice. Same with Baker. $40 million to Dak Prescott, and he didn't get it done. Baker Mayfield the same way. Big contract, didn't get it done. And after a while, you don't get it done. And that's what they call it the NFL. Not for long.
Not for long. I dig it. All right, we got Larry Brown Sports Report. Mike McCarthy blames Dak Prescott for final play against 49ers.
Well, we're going back to that big play that'll always be in our memories. And yes, I can see him blaming it because he made that call to run in the middle of the field. And if you watched him, he looked down a couple times like, I want to go down. I want to go down now so I don't burn as much time off. But he just couldn't help himself with that field being open to keep running down the field. And once he hit the ground, he should have known then he had to get that ball to the umpire. He should have known it. You know it in high school, you know it in college, you know it in pro. Well, in a playoff game, come on now.
Right, I agree with the Cowboy. And for my nightcap, we got Dwayne Haskins. I definitely feel I can be a starter in this league. What you think?
He absolutely can. He's going to be a starter in this league. He's going to be drafted high in April, and he is going to be a starter in the NFL and a quality starter in my belief. We'll be talking to him next year on this program. Whoever is lucky enough to get him, he's going to be a premier player.
That's what I got for you, Cowboy.
And God bless you, DJX.
God bless you too, Cowboy.
And God bless you, viewers who watch this program and support us. And we thank you very much. And we appreciate your support. And we would appreciate your continued support. And we appreciate your likes and your comments and your subscriptions and your friends' subscriptions, and to share it with your friends if you like it or dislike it. And please leave your comments so that we can put those questions to you here on this program and on this show. So God bless you all. Get out there and support the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Sunday in this Los Angeles Ram game. They don't get any bigger this season than Sunday. Get out there, make some noise for your Buccaneers. We'll pray all goes well. And God bless you, and Cowboy out.